go into the other key. Oh, this is a bad idea. Just don't try to play the melody. Uh-oh, where's it gotta go? Well, I think if I'm going to do an instrumental version of that, we're not doing the modulation, but who knows? Might have to work on that. Maybe next week I'll have an update on that. It is Friday, the 15th. We're halfway through January. Almost. At noonish today. It'll be halfway through. Is that true? No, we have to go 15 and a half days. We have to be halfway through the 16th. Ooh. Scary squirrel wandering around out there. Looks like he almost wanted to come in. What is going on here at Totally Guitars? Let's see. Cool stuff. Couple of cool songs this week. That one. And I gotta tell you, this... Let me get this out of the way here. I mentioned that... Well, let me tell you about the other songs first. Then I'll get back to my Rainbow Connection story. But we had Vanessa brought us another song by the Corrs, Runaway. And Max brought us Hold the Line, a Toto tune. We'll have a little bit more from both of them next week as well. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. But one of my students asked me about this song like a week or so ago, and I said, "Oh, just go to Totally Guitars. I'm sure I know I did a lesson on this." Obviously, I didn't. And as I started playing through it, I remembered, no, I guess I never did get around to it. And so it sort of took cuts in the line of what I've been working on. And I did tell you a little bit about how important, or how much, not important, but my friend Fred and I, when we were in our early 20s, were big fans of the show. We just liked watching the show. We mostly kind of related or associated with Statler and Waldorf because we kind of had a pretty cynical look at most of what was going on in the world. And that was, I think, that was our main attraction to the show. And then I saw this come out. This was in the record store before, I think even before the movie came out. And I thought, oh man, I gotta get that. And you know, it's got some great tunes in here. Animal doing, what's the thing that happens at the end? Anyway, there's some other great tunes in here. Can You Picture That? Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. And you know, back in these days, records, man, they had a lot of info. You know, we got the whole fold-out cover here with pictures and all the stuff about Paul Williams. And I mean, it even came with, and this is even still in my record. It came with a poster. Look at this. Too much glare, huh? But anyway, yeah. And so somehow I just hung on to this stuff, and I think it's partly because it has so many records that they just got filed away, and boy, speaking of records, it came with a lot of stuff. The Live Chicago album had a poster that wouldn't fit on this wall. You know, it would, but it was like 8 feet. It was huge. And then all kinds of voter registration stuff and books, and anyhow, it was a fun time. That was about 1972, I think, when they came out with that Carnegie Hall album. So anyway, let's see. I had two other things I want to talk about. Oh wait, I do have one other comment on Walt's comment there. Actually, back in those days, we were more beer drinkers than anything else, and wine, you know. So, yeah, it was not really a too altered stage. That was for me. That was a really short and over fast. So, anyway, but yeah, that's so we were, you know, we liked sitting at home watching the Muppets. Anyway. I had two things I want to talk about related to the forum and other stuff going on at TG. We are still working on revamping the site and all the search functions, so they should be. I got a few next week. I'll have more news on that because we've made it easy, really easy to find certain things, but there's a couple things that are still pretty hard to find. So, but if you're looking for a particular lesson, now it's really easy to track that down. And but also we had a nice little upload of. Oh, I'm in the wrong tuning for this. Got to get into double drop D for that. Joe put up one of our COA members put up a video of him working on Bitter Creek, an Eagles tune. And I'm going to talk about that song. I'll get to the review in a couple of days, or probably by next week. Probably by Monday. And but it's a tricky song to play from a couple of points of view. One is there are a lot of guitars in there, and they're not all tuned the same. The best way to play it is really in a double drop D tuning, and you can get the closest sound to what's happening in there. But the biggest thing is you've got to be able to keep the rhythm going with your right hand and play some tricky, some real syncopated strumming things. So I'll get to that. Speaking of COA members, you guys got to really check out the COA forum because I've got some information there. We're really trying to get the webinar plan rolling again, and for the COA members, we're trying to get the Pathways program rolling. But I need to be in touch with you guys, and so we gotta start letting each other know what we want to do. So hopefully we'll be doing a webinar for everybody in the next couple of weeks. Matt and I have been working on plans for that, and so that's keep an eye out for that, and that'll be pretty much it'll be a little bit like TG Live from a long time ago, but it'll be a little bit more interactive where everybody can weigh in and grab the microphone, unless we have 100 people, which we probably won't. But 20 or 30 we've managed. Some of my students have been doing virtual open mics, and there could be sometimes 50 people there. They wouldn't all play, but I think it's been kind of cool. So anyway, keep your eyes on the forum, and let's see what else was I going to talk about. I think that's about it. I want to tell you a little bit about next week. We've got a couple of surprising songs coming up. Max has put together a lesson on a Miles Davis tune called Pfrancing with a silent F. And it is a really cool variation on a 12-bar blues. So you gotta check that out. And he does a phenomenal job with his looper pedal, putting together 3 parts, starting with a bass line and then a little chord part. Goes into some pretty snazzy jazzy chords too. So we'll check that out. Vanessa is working on Vanessa's kind of a child of the 50s sometimes, and so she's done a bunch of Elvis tunes, and next week it's Cliff Richard, the young ones, and these are these kind of almost these doo-wop kind of things that are pretty cool. So I'm still working on some of my instrumentals that I mentioned about last week. Masquerade, of course, and now the Rainbow Connection has sort of taken over my life. I might have to let me know if you want me to write out what I just sort of was experimenting with there a little bit, because I think it's a little different from most finger picking songs because it's in 3/4 time. So you don't just keep a steady alternating bass going. It's a little anyway, kind of a different feel. fun to just play the blues. Jazzy blues. Snazzy jazzy blues. Okay, that is it. I'll be back next week.